Welcome, acolytes. Today, I am actually quite happy to say that I am reacting to Lack of Entertainment, aka. Oh, I don't know if I may mention that, because this guy has a different is a creator with that also has a different name under him, but I'm not sure if he wants it to get out, so I'm just not gonna do it. Not gonna say it, but yeah, he's a old fox in the YouTube thing. The Lack of Entertainment is relatively new, I would say, at least like from what I know. And I'm just happy that he actually made a bit of a blizzard, so there's someone else that instead of as one call I can actually see do the reaction to. But yeah, he actually F's a bit about Blizzard, F's around, and I'm just I love this. I love this guy. I already watched him for a very long time. Very long time. I mean, it's a few months since I actually really found him again, because I actually fell out of it for some time. But yeah, let's just start, I would say. And no, before, if you like my content, leave a comment, leave a like, a comment, and leave a you know what I want to say, and also give him some love. But let's start.
We're going to be discussing the ex-president of Blizzard, Mikey Barra, which is coming up with a hot take. And Mikey here says that
a hot take, a very hot take. I mean, one of the hottest takes that I can actually imagine with a company like Blizzard.
He thought about this idea for a while. And as a player, since I've been diving into single-player games lately, there are just some that leave him in awe of how amazing the experience was. And at this point, I'm a little bit bewildered. It's like, Mikey, share with the class, please. What single-player games are you playing?
First of all, what are you playing? And can you please... Because it's definitely not a Blizzard game. I'm gonna be honest right there and now, because there is no real single player game that Blizzard actually made well in the moment, so I really don't know what he actually means.
That are so amazing, because I can't find anything enjoyable. And ironically, like, in the last couple of years, no video game that came out is something that I would consider mind-blowing. I mean, somewhat entertaining, sure.
No. Like, I think he overdoes it right here, but Baldur's Gate 3, Helldivers, what else? Well, I can't remember. Right now I'm actually squashing robots, so it's a bit harder to actually think. But yeah, Helldivers, Baldur's Gate are the two that instantly fall in my mind. Palworld is something that I actually quite like. Not to underestimate. Like little, maybe he means AAA games, because for AAA games there aren't that many. But something like Rogue Genesis that I'm playing right now. I like a little bit of survivor games. I mean, Deep Rock Galactica Survivor. There are a few games, and there are a lot more that I'm just not thinking about right now. I mean, it's also the robot game, Armored Core, mate, come on.
Sure, but like nothing out of the ordinary. And apparently he's talking about Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, really, Mikey, we need to get the time machine to go back all the way to Horizon Zero Dawn, and this is what you would consider an amazing game? Big yikes, your standards are low. Unironically, I would think that when Blizzard was releasing...
I mean, I didn't play Horizon Zero Dawn, so I won't say anything if it's amazing. But from what I heard from a lot of people, that it's very good. So, wouldn't say amazing from what I heard, but very good.
Games back in the day, like Warcraft 3, even StarCraft 2, like those were mind-blowing games that, people from around the world would know about. Horizon Zero Dawn is just a glorified Assassin's Creed type of game. It's not that original. It's not worthy of the praise that you're giving it. But anyway, right? Elden Ring, I would say, yes. Okay.
Yes, definitely Elden Ring.
God of War, meh. I guess like tastes are subjective, but again, like the way you hyped it up, I'm like, well, the ex-president of Blizzard is hyping up games. What is he talking about? And then he talks about the most commercial, meh type of games that there are. He says that I wish I could give these folks another $10 or $20 because it was worth more than my initial 70. Jesus Christ, Mikey, you're wealthy. You're very rich, aren't you? Mikey, if you're listening.
Yeah, Mikey, by the way, because I have to say this. If you want to give them more money, buy their games. Or, I am sure they have a Patreon where you can just say, hey, here's my money, take it. Take it. Just take it. Take it or break it. So, no, you're full of shit. And Mikey, we're not in times, or at least in the Western, like Germany, America, France, we're not at those times where you just would say, yeah, we're gonna give you extra money for a already expensive product. Nah.
Let's be friends. I want to be your friend, Mike, if you're this wealthy. I want to be your friend. Let's talk. Let's get together. Let's talk about video games. Holy shit, look, he's already giving $70 and he has $20 extra. My God, these Americans, they're rich, aren't they? He then goes on and says, I know most will dislike the idea, but I realize we are tired of the tipping and everything else. But I view this different from a pressure to tip type scenario. Okay, I would prefer we have the reverse, by the way. Instead of tipping, I would like for a system that I could take money away from them. The unit...
Yes, exactly. I would prefer also that system in specifically video games, and even in some restaurants where the effing server is a freaking not a nice person. Let's just say it like that. Most of the time, hey, I leave tips. Not a fan of it, but also, well, most of them need to eat. So, understandable. That's understandable. But a lot of them, fuck him. Like, honestly, fuck him. It's... No. And especially in video games, some video games that I bought, I wish I could just give the money back, because a lot of some games that are in the first 2 hours, they are really good games, yeah? But after a while, they just become freaking pure garbage. And this is the time where I would like to say, no, I'm giving you back your game. It's not worth the money. Of course, it's a freaking fantasy, because realistically, it's very hard to do without a side to be the dominant one and just abusing their power. But, I mean, for fuck's sake.
Unity Engine had a brilliant idea that developers would have to pay more money to Unity based on installs. See, I love that idea, because I could create a program that would install the game on a loop. And if the developer does something to piss me off, I would just fucking install his game out of spite. You insert a man jaw on a female character, 10,000 installs. You shit talk the community, 1 million installs.
Never seen that. Okay. Yes. Out of pure spite, I love it. Yes. Oh.
You hire a racist community manager, or you decide to contract Sweet Baby. 10 million installs. I would fix the game industry like that. It would be so good. So good. But all jokes aside, though, we can already tip. What are you talking about? If you like Elden Ring so much, buy the deluxe edition. If you like God of War so much, buy the deluxe edition. Now, I gotta say, these companies, especially the Western companies nowadays, they like to gimp themselves. Instead of making like an attractive female character like Stellar Blade, and then selling merchandise based on the characters, so you can support the company that way by purchasing the merchandise, no one wants to buy the female character from Horizon Zero Dawn. Like, I personally haven't seen people using her as an avatar. I haven't seen people purchasing action figures of her.
So true.
I'm pretty sure there must be like some t-shirts here and there, but like they're not that popular.
Yeah, and I even heard that there are extra mods for Horizon Zero Dawn that make the main character actually way prettier. And because I plan on playing it at some point, but I'm installing that mode instantly. Like, instantly.
See, God of War Kratos actually works. Like, I have seen Kratos action figures and people having Kratos on their t-shirts because Kratos actually looks good. But when it comes to female characters, they don't make female characters as attractive and appealing as Kratos. So therefore, the merchandise doesn't sell. But my point is, if you want to tip developers, convince your fellow AAA game devs to start making female characters that look like the Night Elves of Blizzard. There were many statuettes with Blizzard Night Elves and dragon aspects and all of that, and they would sell. So anyway, right, like if you for some reason, for some bizarre reason, want to tip AAA companies that already charge you $70 for a game, you do have the options. Like there is the deluxe edition, and of course some of them, even though they are single player only, they still have in-game shops where you can purchase stuff.
Microtransactions.
So if you're that unconcerned with your money, if you're like some Muslim sheikh that has oil in his backyard that is selling it to the Americans, or if you are Mike Ibarra and you're swimming in wealth, then those options are available to you. However, if you want to support indie developers, which are some of the people that I generally think do need supporting, most of them, as far as I know, do sell art books of their games. The developer that made Helltaker, which is a free-to-play game on Steam, is charging, I believe, like $5 to buy the art book and the soundtrack for the game. So you can support him like that. Other developers do have Patreons or Kickstarters or various other crowdfunding options. So, yeah, Mike is a little bit bewildered that the community wasn't upset and they took his message on a positive note, but that is because we've already been doing it. Like, most of the indie developers that I know who have released really good games have been rewarded by the market, and I do know that some gamers even purchase 2 copies or 3 copies of the same game and then gifting it to their friends simply because they genuinely think it's a good product. And by the way, this is a practice that should be encouraged. It's not as popular in the West as it is in Asia. Like Japanese people do this a lot with mangas and other things that independent artists are putting forward and they're upstarting, so the community wants to help them. But like usually it's the merchandise. Right? You actually get something in exchange. Like, for instance, if you like Attack on Titan, well, you get a Mikasa t-shirt, or you get a Mikasa action figure. And that way you actually support the company, like the royalties go to the actual person that made the thing, but you also gain something in return. So I don't really like the idea of just like throwing money to a AAA.
And by the way, you're not just gaining something, also that's information for the company itself. Because they know how we sold, let's just say, 50 Mikasa t-shirts and only 10, how's the little blonde guy called? You know what I mean. Like from a different character, because I'm shit with names, I don't remember the name. We sold 50 of those, only 10 of those, and they can actually work with this information in a way where they could say, hey, okay, good, now we know, okay, this character is more popular, maybe we could do a bit more sales with that character, or a bit less, or we could work on that character a bit more because he's not as popular, so we want to make him a bit more popular for that one. So the information is very, very important for freaking companies. They can actually make more money out of it, and especially if it's an indie company, you can actually help them way more because they actually have an extra learning experience from it, because they now know, okay, good, actually right now I'm way more aware of what I could do, so I get more bang for my buck and still do the right thing.
Company that does have the resources and does have the abilities to actually provide you with something in exchange. However, within the independent game developers that are poor and they do not have the same resources, yeah, with them there are ways to actually put money in their pockets. Again, most of them do have Patreons and they do have other abilities to collect money from crowdfunding.
Yes.
But all in all, just like giving cash to AAA companies is just fucking bizarre. Not to mention, like, most of the developers and the artists wouldn't get that cash anyway.
Yeah.
You're just giving money to the publisher. So, I
Yes, that's the next problem. If you actually want to do that for some reason for a AAA company that already makes freaking millions or a lot of money, let's just say it like this, maybe not millions, maybe a bit less, maybe thousands, maybe who cares? A lot of money, by the way, a lot of money. And most of that money doesn't go to the freaking little guy that actually did the work. It goes to the freaking CEO that actually just told the little guy what to, well, not even what to do, just probably fucked up anyway, and somehow. And yeah, that's just something that you shouldn't do, especially not Blizzard. Because by F, honestly, like, who wants to truly support Blizzard these days? Like, and I don't care about the drama. I don't care about that much. You know what I care about? That they actually make good games. And that's where they failed. They aren't fair. They effed up a lot of times. And F them. Simply F them. But, as it is, please support Lack of Entertainment. Show him some love. Show me, of course, more love, acolytes. And good night.